Today I'm going to do a little commentary on the new movie by Tyler Perry, Acrimony, which was much better than I thought. And I'm going to relate it to The Art of War, as I do sometimes with different movies. So Acrimony has a lot of good messages, but I'm going to point out some of the things that relate to The Art of War and maybe the Book of Five Rings. Now she meets him, and then there's this flaw in his character from the beginning, which, like the Book of Five Rings would say, a small dent eventually turns into a major warp. And this continues from the beginning, when she first meets him, all the way to the end of the movie. And then the question arises, it's a judgment call as to whether or not she should be with him, because he has this flaw and it gets worse. And so they both have this vision in mind to have good lives, like Art of Worldly Wisdom. In order to be choice, you have to make choice decisions, and they were both trying to do that. She was agreeable. He appeared to be agreeable, but he was very kind of a fighter in his own way, indirectly. But then these relationship problems, they were young, and so if you look at like The Art of War, there's strategies for life and for relationships. They both had one thing in common: to handle difficult tasks, or do great things while they're still small, handle difficult tasks while they're still easy. In other words, he had nothing, she invested actually money she got, and long story short, it just a drain on her over time. And this girl who helped him actually finally seal the deal manages to manipulate him into just being with her. And so, but there are a lot of strong messages about life and success and relationships in this movie that I won't go into. But we have duplicity, like Art of War is imperative to examine people's character when hiring them for positions of responsibility. Well, that also applies to a relationship or a marriage. The trusting factor, who's weaseling their way in, knowing people's motive, The Art of Worldly Wisdom, know each person's thumbscrew. And then it's just, I think overall, one of the best things about it, it points out the key element is time, how things play out over time. That's played up a lot, and that is an important aspect. People change over time sometimes, or situations change and people can't adapt to change. So she eventually walks in and she thinks she's going to be with him, but his new fiance. So it's eventually determined by her psychologist or psychiatrist that she might have a personality disorder, and that's interesting, and how they play in the whole water element into this movie. How water is always kind of brings bad luck or maybe good luck. It always has a dramatic effect. That was kind of interesting from a creative level. There were some new things I thought that I had never seen in any movie in a way that I had to give to Tyler Perry. But back to the dynamics of the strategies involved, how their strategies played out over time. Upper and lower ranks must have the same aim, but also people on the same level still should have the same aim. Everybody on the team should have the same aim. That's what The Art of War implies, and that's what they had for so long. In this movie, also the family element, relationships, politics, physics, the psychology of it all. It's pretty much all there. The older sister became like the mother, and the psychology of this girl who moved in after he had problems in this relationship. So that would be like treason, treachery, and then basically anger just took her over. That is bad. Obviously, Art of War says anger can revert to joy, but the dead can't be reverted to life. But this is an excellent example of how not to get out of control and all the damage it brings. This money is not worth it. A nation destroyed can't be reverted to existence, but wrath can revert to delight. So, but excellent movie. It really brought it home. Okay, this is Austin with The Art of War Made Easy. Stick around for more movie commentaries as I relate them, useful patterns, strategy to The Art of War.